Hi, everyone. Welcome. We are going to go over the Mothers Against Greg Abbott postcard team training. And so we're so glad you're here. I just want you to know what we're planning on covering today. We are going to go over why write postcards, how to host a postcard party, what will be provided by you, what to do, sample postcards, and next steps. Let's get started. Why write postcards? Well, people who receive postcards vote at higher rates than people who don't receive anything. People who receive postcards vote at higher rates than people who receive a social pressure mailer. Studies have shown that people with lower predicted turnout scores and higher predicted issue scores were more likely to vote after receiving a postcard. So, in a nutshell, postcards work best with the least likely voters who care about issues. What will be provided by you? Well, you can buy postcard stamps at the USPS website. They're 56 cents each, and you can also buy them in a roll. You can also go into your post office and buy them there, but sometimes the post office sell out. We might be providing some stamps, and so just let us know if you need some stamps or you can't afford to buy stamps. Just let us know. You will need black and blue pens and markers, and you will need whiteout for some mistakes. It's always a good idea to not waste a postcard, and if it's a small mistake, you can easily just white it out. So what to do? Well, you get your postcards. You need to remember to do some of these things. You need to write neatly and legibly. You need to cross out addresses on your list as you go along, just so you can keep track of who you wrote to. You need to allow 1 inch below the address list for the P.O. box label. So when you send things like postcards through the Postal Service, they usually put like a little sticker label at the bottom. So you just need to allow room for that. No decorative stickers, please, because they get caught in the machines at the post office. And also, do not share too much personal information about yourself because you don't know the person who's receiving your postcard and you don't want it to end up in the wrong hands. And then after you're all done doing all of your postcards and writing them all, if you could please shred your voter lists after you're done, that would be great. So here's some samples of our postcards on education. This is what they look like. Fund public education, say no to vouchers. School vouchers increase taxpayers' costs, divert funds from rural areas, and result in lower student performance. On average, the per student cost is 75% higher per student in private schools versus public schools. Public schools serve 81.3% of Texans and accept all, while private schools can reject students with special needs. Vote to save Texas public education. And it says Mothers Against Greg Abbott at the bottom. If you turn it to the back, you will see place for the address and a postage stamp. You will also see the election dates at the very top. And then if people are interested in getting election information, it is also on the top corner. So they can just use the QR code there and go to our website for some more election information. So here's a sample script. Now, before we get started, I just want you to know this is just a sample. You really should write something that sounds like you, that's in your voice, and that makes sense for you. So I'm just going to make up a name. So let's go right ahead and say, Dear Amy, did you know that school vouchers take away critical funding from our public schools while increasing your taxes? When funds are diverted to private schools, our public schools, where the majority of Texas children learn, are left with fewer resources. This means larger class sizes, fewer programs, and less support for our kids who need it the most. Please join me in voting for, you can put in your candidate name here. I'm just going to say candidate in Texas, Jennifer Lee, who stands with public education and against harmful voucher programs. Together, we can ensure that all Texas children have access to a quality education. Sincerely, Nancy Thompson. So this is an example of our education script. Let's move on to the next slide. So here's our next postcard. Healthcare. It is time for Texas to start taking care of all Texans. Texas ranks 50th in women's health and reproductive care. Texas ranks first in pregnancies from rape. 35,000 Texas women had to leave Texas to receive medical care in 2023. 26,000 Texas women have been forced to give birth after being raped since the abortion ban. Texas women deserve safe health care. Vote for Democrats. And of course, the backing is all the same as the previous slide, where we include the election information, the voting date, where to put the stamp, and where to put the address. So this is our script on healthcare. So let's start reading it. Dear Amy, Texas has one of the highest rates of uninsured families and the worst maternal mortality rates in the country. Our healthcare system is failing too many of us, especially women and children. We need leaders who will fight to expand access to affordable healthcare, protect women's health, and ensure that every Texan can get the healthcare they need. This election, let's vote for Jennifer Lee, who will prioritize our health and the well-being of our families. Together, we can build a healthier Texas. Sincerely, Nancy Thompson. Now, of course, the candidate name, you will change it to be the candidate that you are writing postcards for. And then, of course, the name's different. It'll be your name. Here are a couple samples of our general postcards. We have one with Our Lady Liberty on it and one with Vote as a Verb. So here's our script. It is just mostly a general Texas script on how to flip Texas blue. So let's start at the top. Dear Amy, Texas has the power to shape the future of our country, but it starts with your vote. By voting, you're not just making your voice heard, you're helping to flip Texas blue. This election, we can elect leaders like Jennifer Lee, who will prioritize healthcare, education, and the rights of all Texans. Together, we can create a state that truly represents us all. Let's make history and build a better Texas. Vote for, and down here, you can say all kinds of things. So you can say, vote for Jennifer Lee in 2024, or vote for Democrats in 2024, or vote blue in 2024, or vote for democracy in 2024. Sincerely, Nancy Thompson. So that is that script, and it can be really versatile. You're welcome to edit it to work for you. So what are the next steps? So first, we're going to give you a link. You're going to go to this form, and you're going to fill it out to sign up to receive cards. Next, we're asking everyone what role they want to play, whether it be an organizer or a writer. We want to know what kind of role you want to play in this cycle. And we're going to also ask you where you live, what your phone number is, what your email is, so we know how to get in touch with you. We will send you some postcards and a list, and then we're going to ask you organizers or writers to join our postcard signal team where we're all going to be communicating. And if you host a postcard party, you will need to collect all of the cards and look them over. So when you collect all the cards, you need to make sure that they all have stamps, and you need to check for tone, and you need to put them in the mail by October the 1st. So those are all the things that you need to do. Anyway, pretty easy stuff, but if you have any questions, you can always contact me at nancy@mothersagainstgregabbott.com. Last of all, I just want to say thank you so much for helping out and writing the postcards. We have a huge task in front of us to try to get out those low propensity Democrats this cycle. And hopefully with your help, we're going to be able to do that. So thank you so much. And I look forward to seeing you all soon. Thanks.